ladies and gentlemen, what type of NFL season are we having right now? The amount of excited and big games we are seeing is too much. And for the person who is literally like making the NFL schedule, you need to give him a raise. Because holy moly, we're having some good games happening. Literally, week 3, you got Miami versus Buffalo, both 2-0, undefeated team, facing each other. And I was thinking it was going to be a blowout. But no. Miami won, literally, in a very close game. Literally, the Bills, literally, were like the Cowboys in the playoffs last year. Couldn't get the ball to snap. Were literally, like, it was 8 seconds left. And they couldn't snap the ball. So now, and then also other stuff going on around the whole world, the whole NFL with some of the Raiders being 0-3. 0-3 with big offensive players in Devontae Adams and Waller. But let's look at every single division. Every single division in the AFC and the NFC. We're going to look at how it is going so far. And some things might surprise you so far throughout 3 weeks. 3 weeks in the NFL. So let's look. Let's start off with the East. The AFC East. You've got Miami as 3-0. They're 3-0. And also, to mention, Miami is the only undefeated team in the AFC. The only undefeated team. So, really, that Miami versus Buffalo game was so important to make sure they were undefeated. The Bills, they lost, but still they got second place in the division. The Jets, not surprised. Literally upset the Browns, so they're 1-2. Then England lost to the Ravens this week, so they're 1-2. But they won against the Steelers. That's the only one they have so far. But I think the most surprising is the Miami Dolphins. I was literally thinking this is gonna be a scary wide receiver group. It's gonna be scary. And what do you know? 3 weeks in the NFL, they're already 3-0. Already 3-0. So yeah, really when they faced the Ravens, the Ravens got absolutely kicked. Absolutely kicked. Literally 28 unanswered points. 28. Because the secondary was lacking. But some people say it was the offensive fault to not chew up the time. I agree with that as well. So I think the Ravens, they were just having a big lead, let's not do anything. For Buffalo, it's not that surprising. It's just a loss. It was like a really big game, so it's not that important. They're in second place right now. I'm still thinking the Bills are Super Bowl. I think the Bills are Super Bowl favorites. They're my Super Bowl favorites to win. Okay, the New York Jets and the Patriots. Some of the Patriots are in 4th. Jets are in 3rd in the division. That's surprising, but they're both 1-2, so it can go your way. But nothing's definitely the only thing that's surprising was the Dolphins in the East AFC. Now we move on to a crazy AFC North. Cause let's go back to week 1, where it was literally the Cincinnati Bengals versus Pittsburgh, and we're thinking, Cincinnati's gonna win. Literally, it was 2020 with a lot of seconds left until that Micah Fitzpatrick blocked it and go to overtime. Evan McPherson had literally two chances to do game winners. First one, blocked by Micah Fitzpatrick. The second one literally flew all the way to the left. So then the Pittsburgh kicker won the game. And then literally when I was looking what we think about the week 1, what are teams, someone said literally Evan McPherson is finally human. He's not human anymore. He's finally human. And then what? Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Even though Pittsburgh with that highlight play of number 14 for the Steelers wide receiver with that big boy catch, getting the respect of Odell Beckham Jr. Cleveland won the game. They're 2-1, and they are up in the first place spot. Then you got Baltimore. We could have been 3-0, but they lacked in week 2, so now we're 2-1. And come to think of it, we're facing the Bills next week. That's a loss, so we're 2-2. We're gonna be 2-2. If we get an upset, dude. If we upset the Bills, I swear, really the only advantage we have is the fans. That's literally the only advantage we have right now. Cause now Baltimore versus Bills in Baltimore, it's hostile environment. But yeah, 2-1, so tying the division with the Browns. And honestly, I did not expect this from the Browns, being 2-1. After all the allegations with Deshaun Watson and stuff, somehow they're 2-1. So yeah. So Pittsburgh 1-2. Now people are saying, Mike Trubisky's not a good quarterback. Kenny Pickett should be starting. So I don't know if some people say Kenny Pickett had small hands. So I don't know if you want to start him. He's a rookie, right? And you got Trubisky, who's been a lot of seasons in the NFL. So yeah, but then you got Cincinnati. I'm not, they're 1-2. I'm not, should they be concerned right now? No. The Pittsburgh loss was surprising. Dallas, it was pretty close. And Lily lost. Come to think of it, literally every loss they had so far was by field goal. Except for the Jets one. They easily went against the Jets. And I saw a clip of, the Jets. I think it was a defensive tackle, defensive end. So they're having an argument with one of the staff, one of the coordinators or coaches for the defense. So definitely the Jets gotta figure something out in New York. But AFC North, they're stacked. I know that they are stacked. Cincinnati, I think they're gonna come back. I think they don't care about they don't care about being 1-2. They just wanna keep winning. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for the AFC North. The only thing that surprised me about this was the Browns being the first spot, but they're tied right now with Baltimore. But the next division is the most surprising of all. The AFC North. Jacksonville. After... Man, I can't. You can't make this up, bro. How is Jacksonville 2-1? Someone tell me how Jacksonville is 2-1, leading in their division, bro. You gotta be kidding me, bro. So 2-1 Jacksonville, and I'm really thinking I'm not gonna watch the Jaguars or Chargers game. Chargers win. Literally, I jinxed the whole game. So Jacksonville's 2-1. The Colts. I should congratulate them on a huge upset against the Chiefs this week. So now they're 1-1. Now the Tennessee Titans, they started 0-2. Week 1, literally got upset by the Giants. But finally got their first win this week against the Raiders, who the Raiders now 0-3. We're going to get to that soon. And then Houston, nothing special. They're 0-1. Nothing special from that. The only thing that surprised me is that the Titans, even my brother literally said, is Derrick Henry human? I don't know, because I don't know, he's been not giving the rock much, or he's not getting enough yards. So, but yeah, the surprising part is just Jacksonville literally taking over the AFC North. And hold up, literally in the episode 1 of the podcast, we talked about Doug Peterson as their coach, and I think they were going to do good with Doug Peterson. And Doug Peterson was the coach for the Eagles and literally led the Eagles to a Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the Patriots. So they have a good coach, and Trevor Lawrence is getting better, surprisingly. And then finally, for the AFC, we got the AFC West. And everyone is saying that this division is going to be powerful. Right now, it is not looking good for, two teams not looking good so far. The LA Chargers and the LA Chargers and the LV Raiders, I should say. So, Kansas City, no surprise, they're 2-1, but they got upset by the Colts, so that's their only loss. Denver, Sunday night went against the 49ers, and literally, during the home picks, really America said 67% for the 49ers. And then the analysts, before the game, one said Broncos, the other said 49ers. So literally Denver, a huge win on at home. So now they're 2-1. The only loss they got was when Russell Wilson went back to Seattle and faced his former team. Gave them a Super Bowl, but then Seattle did not give an absolute dang, and they just booed him. But yeah, Denver on a 2-game winning streak. LA Chargers on a 2-game losing streak. After losing against the Jags in a heartbreaking fashion, I think it was 38-10? That was upsetting. And then the Raiders. 0-3. They have not won a single game. That's the entire season. Now, let me look. I'll go look real quick what their next game is, if I can do it. Or, here we go. So, yeah, they lost to the Titans 24-22, right? Their next matchup is against Denver. And is at home. So I think the Raiders soon will have to win soon. If they don't, so right now, percentage-wise, what I saw at the end, so teams who are 1-2, right? They have it's a 25% chance of making the playoff. But for 0-3 teams, they have literally a 2.5% chance of making the playoffs. 2.5. So yeah, I feel like the Raiders need to do something about this, because you have big threats on offense and still losing. And you got a big threat on defense. I forgot his name, Max Crosby. He's a good defensive player on the defensive line. So yeah, it's not going well for them right now. Now, finally, let's move on to the NFC. Let's start with the NFC East. The Eagles, 3-0. And people said they were going to be a good team. And, the Eagles delivered. 3-0 so far. I think one against the Commanders this week, one against the Vikings. Let's show out. What other game did they win? What other game did they win here? What against Minnesota? Hold on, wait. I need to see who they won against. Okay, so one against Detroit in a close one against Minnesota, and one against Washington. So Detroit, pretty close game. The other two games, absolute blowout. But so then they got the 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars at home. I think Eagles are going to take one. Then they might be 4-0. So yeah, the Eagles, they might be scared. They have, Jalen Hurts with the QB, and you saw clips of him, big body himself getting to the end zone on Monday Night Football against the Vikings. My goodness. And then you got A.J. Brown. Wait, did I say that? It was A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, the two wide receivers. And then Devontae Smith went off against the Commanders. So yeah, nothing that special. So then the New York Giants, they are 2-0. If you're watching this video, if you're gonna watch this video, the Giants in Dallas, they're playing Monday night. So here's the thing: if the Giants win against the Dallas, they are gonna be 3-0. If Dallas wins against the Giants, this confirms that the Eagles will be the only undefeated team in the NFC. So, I don't think imagine Philly against the Dolphins. Who would you pick? Comment down below. Who would you pick? The Dolphins or the Eagles? As both undefeated teams, might be undefeated. If the Giants win the game, then Eagles, Giants, and Dolphins are the only 3 teams left that are undefeated. But Giants got the upset against Titans, then did well next week. And then now, let's move on to Dallas. They lost against the Bucks by just literally field goals, and then Dak Prescott got hurt. And then week 2, literally the backup quarterback won the game against the Bengals, against the reigning AFC champions, a backup quarterback. I don't know how Dak Prescott's gonna back that up, but they're 1-1. Washington Commanders. Wish they should have not changed that name. They should have kept the Redskins. But the Commanders, they're 1-2. So Philly, they're gonna be. I'm not sure they're gonna be that scared in the NFC. The Giants, right now, they might have potential to go big here in the season. Now the NFC North. Me and my brother were like, "What is going on?" Every single team except for even Detroit, even though they're 1-2, they are doing good. Even though they're 1-2, getting in the close games and winning them. Minnesota's 2-1. Green Bay is 2-1. The Bears are 2-1, and Detroit is 1-2. This NFC North is going dumb. It's going dumb right now. Green Bay's on a 2-game winning streak after losing against the Vikings in week 1. See, they talked about it in locker room film, and the next 2 weeks they absolutely dominated, and then Green Bay defeated the Bucks. Now the NFC South, as Tampa Bay the only team to be 2-1 in that division, while Carolina, New Orleans, and Atlanta being 1-2. So yeah, not much, nothing that simple. And also, the Bucks would have been 3-0 if they won against the Packers. And then the LA Rams in week 1 got their butts beaten by the Bills 31-10. And come to think of it, I feel here's the thing. Comment down below, you think the Rams and the Bills will face each other in the Super Bowl? Will they face each other in the Super Bowl? Comment down below, you guys think the Bills and the Rams are gonna face off in the Super Bowl. And then San Francisco, 1-2. Trey Lance, got injured, so Jimmy G's in. And I think 49ers staff and everyone, the whole staff saying, thank God we did not trade him. So San Fran won against Seattle, and then the rest of it. I'm thinking they were going to be 2-1. Again, they were going to beat the Broncos, but they lost. So Arizona, the only win was against the Raiders, and the other 2 losses, Rams and Chiefs. And then Seattle, 1-2. The only one was against the Broncos. And then the other 2 losses were against San Francisco and Atlanta. So, right now, a lot of stuff's happening, and the schedule is going pretty insane. Now, before we end here, we're going to look at least the schedule for the Eagles and Dolphins, who are only 3-0 teams. So, what I'm looking at right now is they got Jacksonville. I think that's a win. They're going to be 4-0, I think. They got Arizona at Arizona. So, I think they might lose in that one. They might be 4-1. Dallas, they might, I don't know. Now, looking down, they got Jacksonville, Arizona, Dallas. They got the bye week. Pittsburgh, Houston, Washington, Indianapolis, Green Bay, Tennessee, New York, Chicago, Dallas, New Orleans, and then finally the Giants once again. So, I think they're going to have a decent season. Or maybe a great season, to be at least. Now, let's go to the Dolphins here. Let's go to the Dolphins. Let's go to the Dolphins schedule here. Because now they're 3-0. So they beat New England, beat Baltimore, beat Buffalo. Now the next one. They got Cincinnati, the Jets, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland. And they got the bye week. Houston, San Fran, LA Chargers, Buffalo, Green Bay, New England, and the New York Jets. So I think they also might have a decent or great season. So then let's look at the Giants, who might be 3-0 if they beat the Cowboys here. So yeah, let's keep scrolling down. So lost against won against Tennessee, won against Carolina. Then they got Dallas, Chicago, Green Bay, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Seattle. Then the bye week. Houston, Detroit, Dallas, Washington, Philadelphia. And then they got Washington again after 2 weeks of playing each other. Minnesota, Indianapolis, and Philly. Come to think of it, they might win some of these games. They might have a decent season. You know, I think some wins that are going to be possible, probably against Jacksonville, probably Seattle. I would say, Houston, Detroit. I would say Washington. They're going to beat Washington 2 times. And then I would say they would beat I would say they won against Indianapolis. So at least close to 10 wins. Close to 10 wins. So I would say they're going to have a decent season. But now, that's the end of the video. But I'm going to, comment down below if you guys think I should do at least like full podcasting. Because I don't do much podcasting. But just tell me guys if you want to do full-time podcasting. Also, next video, we're going to be talking about the NBA. Because it's media day. There's a lot of drama going on. Because, Russ had a bad season. And then the KD with all that drama during summer. With all getting traded. Kyrie also getting traded. And then, what other stuff happening around the league? Zion coming back from an injured foot. And also Pelicans almost winning against the number 1 seeded Suns. I think the Pelicans are going to have a great season. I think they're going to be a playing team. I'm not sure they're going to be a playoff team. Not like 1 to 6 seed. I think they're going to be a play-in team and then move on to the playoffs. They might be 7 or 8 seed. So, I'm going to do the NBA Media Day podcast sooner or later. So make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to see the next video. And as always, peace.